Have you ever wondered why one book can become a bestseller and another book that seems just as good will just sit there and hardly get noticed on Amazon? Well, the answer isn't always your cover, your title, or even the quality of writing, because sometimes it comes down to something so incredibly simple that most authors actually overlook, and it's categories. When you're choosing what categories to publish your book in. Because when you are setting up your book on Amazon KDP, Amazon gives you the opportunity to choose up to 3 categories for your book. And most authors spend hours researching keywords, creating covers, writing descriptions, but then for some reason, they just rush through this step without even realizing how much impact to your visibility it can have. And there are literally hundreds of categories available on Amazon, and many of them are actually hidden in places you wouldn't even think to look. So for example, if you wanted to write an ebook about relationships, you might not even realize it, but you actually have to go under like health, fitness, and dieting to find relationship topics. So they're a little hidden in places that don't necessarily make sense, right? They can be kind of tucked away to where you're not even finding them. So if you only look at the obvious categories, you could be missing out on an opportunity to potentially rank your book higher and get in front of more readers. But finding the right category is only half of the equation. The bigger issue is something that new authors don't even think about, and that is category competition. Every category has a different level of saturation. Some categories are packed with thousands of successful books, while others have far fewer competitors. And the more crowded a category becomes, the more sales you'll need every single day just to climb up in the rankings. So let's take a moment to think about it this way. If you're trying to compete in one of Amazon's biggest categories, and you may need hundreds of sales in a single day just to reach that bestseller badge. But for a brand new author, that is a very different mountain to climb. But on the other hand, there are what I like to call the underdog categories. And these are categories that are still relevant to your book, but may not require as many daily sales in order to rank well. In some cases, you might need only around 20 sales a day or even less to reach that bestseller status. Now, I do want to point out something important here, okay? Getting that bestseller badge is exciting, but it really shouldn't be your only goal. Even if you never hit number 1, simply ranking higher in the first page of the category can dramatically increase your organic visibility. Readers browse categories every day, and the closer your book is to the top, the more impressions you're likely to receive without spending additional money on advertising. More impressions often lead to more clicks, which can then lead to more sales. So the obvious question becomes, how do you actually find these categories? And the good news is, I don't just guess, I use data. The tool I personally use is called Publisher Rocket, and one of my favorite features in it is the category research feature. So instead of randomly picking categories and just hoping for the best, it allows me to see approximately how many daily sales I would need in order to hit a bestseller status. And that allows you to compare different categories and identify opportunities where your book actually has an opportunity to rank. So the goal isn't to chase the easiest category regardless of your topic. Your book still needs to be relevant to that topic. So instead, you're looking for categories that naturally fit your book while also giving you a better chance to rank. And sometimes all it takes is finding 1 or 2 overlooked categories, and that way you're getting ahead of your competitors. Remember, Amazon allows you to choose 3 categories, so if you discover 2 categories that are both highly relevant and less competitive, that's fantastic. The 3rd category, you can absolutely choose a larger category, a more popular category that matches your book. This way you get exposure in both places, and you're giving yourself a chance to rank higher in less competitive categories while still showing up to readers where they expect to find your book. Now, if you're wondering how to find some of these opportunities without spending hours of research on categories yourself, I actually got something that can help you. Inside of my free Amazon KDP community, I'm giving away my list of the top 25 book categories that are actually easier to rank in for bestseller status. It's completely free to access. All you have to do is join the community using the link in the description down below, head into the classroom, and you'll be able to unlock it immediately. And before you think I'm trying to keep all the good information behind a paywall, I'm not. I just want you to understand exactly how I find these opportunities. And Publisher Rocket is just simply the tool that I use to gather the data. So if you are serious about publishing multiple books, building a catalog, or creating an actual publishing business, it's one of the best investments that you can make because it helps with category research, keyword research, and competitive analysis all in one place. Using my affiliate link, Publisher Rocket is available for only $199, and I completely understand if you're just getting started, that might feel like a significant investment, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to put together this free list of 25 categories inside of my community, because it gives you a great starting point without you needing to spend any money, and then you can use it to spark ideas for future books or improve the categories that you're already using on your At the end of the day, don't underestimate how much the right categories can influence your book's discoverability. Two books with similar content can have very different results simply because one author took the time to do the research or they had the best opportunity to compete and the other author didn't. Publishing isn't just about creating a great book, it's about giving that book the best opportunity to be found. And if you found this video helpful today, make sure that you like and subscribe. And again, I want to make sure that I'm giving you my top 25 best-selling categories, especially for new authors. And if you want to grab that completely for free, make sure that you're clicking that link down below in the description to go over to my community. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.